What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner, and I wanted to make a quick video, really prompted by one of my subscribers, and he's a police officer, and he said, can you make a video about the police? And I said, absolutely, without hesitation, because I think as a conservative, to set the tone in regards to the police, I think there's a difference between the way conservatives view authority and the way liberals view authority. Conservatives deal with violations by anyone in authority case by case. They don't just blanketly just say, you know what, everybody that's involved in this particular organization is evil and there's some diabolical scheme or plan to persecute a large group of people. Because conservatives do not deal with identity politics. That is a device from the left that when something pops up, a particular case in question, the first thing they want to do when it comes to the police is demonize the police. But at the same time, when stuff go wrong and they start shooting, who are they calling? The police. But they're doing this for political reasons. And to me, it's ratchet. For the simple fact, you're not supporting the police officers that you employ and rely on to keep American citizens safe. You are demonizing them, which could lead to further hostility between the police and the community. Growing up as a black person, many, as they say in police officer, you've seen it. So many years ago. I know in a black neighborhood, there were all types of anxieties and positions when it comes to the police. It was kind of a love-hate relationship. You didn't want to see them coming, but if something go wrong, you want them to come and get to you real quick. Now, a lot of that could stem from the years and years back in the 40s, 50s, and beyond, and 60s of lots of discrimination and lots of violations in the South and sometimes in the North, during a time where racism was rampant. But I think that America has come so far when it comes to racism and relationships between the police and the public. But I also believe that for political reasons and for entertainment reasons and for ratings reasons, when something does go wrong, and it is a situation where it is police officers and black people, the media, the liberal media, and the Democrats are very quick to make judgment when it comes down to who's right and who's wrong. Whereas I find the conservatives stop and say, hold up, let's wait a minute. Let's see what happened first before we jump on the bandwagon and start riding. Now, me as a black man, you see the shirt I got on right here? The Punisher shirt. That means I'm not soft core. Let's get that straight. All right. So if something horrific happened, as it applies to black people, Americans as a whole, I'm not one to run from protests. I'm not one to run from outwardly speaking against something, but I'm also not an emotional, impulsive, manipulated black person who every time something happened, as soon as it happened, before you get any facts, the first thing you do is go, what? I'm going to riot. Let's get Pookie and the boys, man. We're going down there. Pop. That's crazy. When you looked at the Ferguson situation in St. Louis, when Michael Brown got shot, before any of the details came out, you had Jesse and the boys going down there without no facts, no details, and Jesse Jackson incites a huge riot by getting up and using terms like this. This was an assassination. An assassination. And how do you think the community is going to respond when you use a term like that? Before any details come out, then what Jesse did is got in his nice car, went to the airport, got on his beautiful plane, flew back home to his beautiful house, while Ferguson tore up their whole neighborhood. And people got shirts saying, hands up, don't shoot, and Black Lives Matter stem from it, only to find out if they viewed the court case that the details that Jesse didn't get showed something totally different than what the media and the Democrats released to the public. Did they retract that? No. Did they stop and say, guys, we made a mistake. Michael Brown, he got himself shot. No, they didn't do that. So now in the minds of a lot of black people, that is the benchmark for getting upset and having animosity and resentment towards a police officer. And it was based off of a full-blown lie. So when you look at the left, their goal is not to build some type of commonality, some type of trust and relationship between law enforcement and not just black, but minority communities. Because if they do that, then it gives them no room to do some race baiting. They need a little bit of tension there. So when something go wrong, they can act like they really care about black people and they really care about Latinos, and they're always going to side with the victims and go, look at the mean establishment. They did something wrong, but we have your back. I bet you the Republicans were like, get them, go in that neighborhood and shoot them all for no reason. And so they're not responding to these isolated incidents based off of genuality, compassion. They're doing that because they get political points. But by doing that, it causes more discord. It causes less trust when it comes to the police and the community. And I know police officers. I don't personally think the average police officer gets in his car and says, you know what? Today, we're going to ride around, kill us some black people. That's what we're going to do. Now, what I also have seen is, as a former principal, I have seen also some people quarterback getting their butts into some trouble with the police. Meaning this, and this is what a lot of people don't see when they respond immediately to how the police interacts with black communities or other minority communities. They don't see a lot of stuff that led up to the incident. They just make judgment real quick. And I'm saying if the situation warrants it, meaning if it's obvious and there is something that takes place, investigate it first, non-emotionally. Don't start riots first. Investigate it. If the details show that the police officer was wrong, then you deal with that police officer on an individual case. You don't just say all police. Now you got folks taking these and so on and so forth. And you demonize all the police. That's just like saying all black men are responsible for murder. All black men are violent. All black men commit crimes. You want to be dealt with individually as a black person, as a white person, or whatever. You don't want them to just blanketly say, well, this is a fact. Same thing with the police officer. So getting back to my point, I have seen this take place many times in the black community. And that's why I stress to all the people that was out there boycotting and taking knees in the NFL and all that stuff. I said, if you really want to help minimize young black men being shot by police officers, instead of blaming the police, what you need to do is go down into the black community and start working with these young men on conflict resolution. So for any of those that think, oh man, this cat, he's supporting the cops. He's a sellout, man. He's an Uncle Tom. Wrong again. Because as a principal, what I would do is bring young black men in that for whatever reason had a problem with authority. The neighborhood, the environment, their home life, everything about that as they were growing up made them resentful towards authority. From the time you little, and I know a lot of black people can relate to this, they like, man, you won't take no mess, man. And I'm telling you, these white cops, man, this and that. They put that in your head. And for whatever reason, anybody that pull you over, you got to go over the top and take a small problem and turn it into a big problem. Give you an example. As a principal, 2 girls in my school jumped this one girl and they was giving her the business. And I'm talking like bumblebees. Every time we pull one off, other one be on there like, and we grabbing them and they going crazy, tearing up the joint. So we called the cops. Finally broke the fight up. These girls, instead of leaving the building, they go out back to celebrate their victory. They out there applauding each other, celebrating their work. Girl, did you see the way I smacked you? And I tell you what, not smart enough to realize that the boys were coming. 2 cops pull up. 2 white cops, tall, big dude, swole up. Then there was a short, small dude. And they talking. Now I hear them talking. So They over there. He's like, look, man, what you want to do about this? Man, I don't want to write up all the paperwork. Tell you what, why don't we just write up a report, a ticket or whatever, give it to the school. If they want to press charges, then they can do it. But I'm not really trying to go through all this. So they were going to let the girls go. So what happens is they go, guy, the big cop. He said, okay, ma'am, what's your name? Now, he didn't go in there like, hey, look, little black girl. Hey, ghetto black girl. Just as calm as he can be. Respectful. All right, ma'am, what's your name? Why? Why you want to know my name? Now, off grip, that sets the tone. Okay? So he says, come on now, what's your name? I don't need to tell you my name. I ain't got no name. So now I see his body language starting to change. He's like, okay, listen, this the way this gonna go? He said, do you realize I got the power to either let you go or take you to jail? Now, instead of catching the cue, the social cue, and saying, you know what, let me pump the brakes, let me back it down. Woo-saw. What does she do? I know how the police get down. Now, I'm seeing him putting the little pad in his pocket as she's riffing. And I'm going, It's about to get busy. Sure enough. And you didn't, wait a minute. Hold up. No, get off me. See, why y'all? Now she's on top of the car and she's whining and complaining about police brutality. And anybody riding past to just see that is going to say, man, here we go again, man. Y'all always. And I'm going, don't be so quick to judge. Because, see, I saw her quarterback that. She made it her mission to get put in jail. She was underneath the center like, go to jail on 3. Go to jail on 3. Blue 31. Yeah, she quarterbacked that situation all the way. As a principal, dealing with inner city black men and women, same thing. I'm thinking as a police officer, when you first join the force, you gun-ho, you're like, I'm going to go out there and make a difference. I'm going to help people in the community. And then sometimes you get in the community and over time, you see the very people you trying to help spitting on you. And it can make you a little on edge, or you lose that sense of, I want to just be a support and help. And it goes to, you know what? I just about had it with trying to go overboard to give y'all, help y'all, and this and that. And this is how you respond. As a principal, same thing. Got an education. I'm going to make a difference. And I got into the inner city. Yes, I made a difference. But I'm going to tell you right now, it was a ministry. It wasn't a job. It was like, man, these people make it hard for you to help them. For the simple fact, I will go in the room. Peaceful, calm. Rule of the school. No cell phones out. Open the door. Excuse me, young man. Sitting there on the cell phone. Politely. Could you put your cell phone away from me? Now, instead of going, oh, my fault, Mr. So-and-so, and putting it up, what do they do? Man, why I got to put my phone away, man? Other people be having their phone now. Now, right off grip, it changes the whole tone. Instead of me going back to my office, which what I really wanted to do, now it becomes my mission to get that cell phone. So a situation that starts off peaceful turns violent. Now, I'm the bad guy, though, because this man wanted to go to war over a cell phone. You think I want to go to war over a cell phone? No. Do you think I want to choke a kid out and go to sleep over his cell phone? No. I want to go back to my office and finish. For all I care, I could have left and he could have pulled it right back out and start texting. But what did he do? It's that much of a situation where he got to go to war over a cell phone in front of all the people. His pride was on the line. Now I'm thinking to myself, how do you think this is going to end? Do you think that I'm going to say, well, you said no, so I'm just going to go ahead and go back to my office and let you run the school? No, I'm going to go to war with a cell phone. And at the end of the day, that man's phone is going to be in my office or that man is going to be out of the building, period. So as a principal, I see how some things can escalate and people don't see the details. All they see is the end result, and then they point the finger. So when it comes to the police and it comes to our communities, I think that with the proper type of communication, without all of the identity politics, media, and the dirty Dems using all of these isolated incidents to push and promote tension between the community and the police, they can build that trust. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody start breaking into my crib, I'm calling the cops. Now, if there's a situation that comes up where the police is questionable, if the situation is questionable, absolutely it should be investigated. But I also don't think that we should go and say, you know what, all police is so and so and so and so. I mean, let's be real. Who doesn't get a little nervous when a police officer is riding behind you real close for more than about 30 seconds? I start getting concerned too. Not necessarily because I think he's going to drag me out the car and shoot me, or because he's just going, is that a black dude or a white dude? That's going to make me decide whether I want to pull him over or not. But somebody in authority like that, you know, you kind of wonder, you like, I don't want to get a ticket. I don't want to, you know, maybe I don't want to mess around, swerve a little bit. I don't know what he looking at that's going to determine whether he pull me over or not. You get a little antsy when somebody got the power to give you a ticket or not. But my go-to is not, oh, he going to drag me out the car and kill me. But if you hear that all the time in the news, and then you see people running around on TV, Black Lives Matter, what happens when the police decide, you know what? I'm not going into the inner city no more. Let them kill each other. Let them tear up the joints. When they call, we'll take our good old time getting there. Same people that want to call us when stuff go wrong. But then when we come and police the neighborhood, they don't want us there. So tell you, y'all police your own selves, and let's see how that all works out. And that is unfair to the people who respect law and order in those neighborhoods, because they need police in there as well. And frankly, when you push narratives like that and you don't focus on individual cases that are in question, you blanketly say that police are this or that. Now you run the risk also for increasing a violent or negative response against the police if something do happen. There's been a 20% increase in police getting killed recently this year, you know, and so for us to sit back and demonize the police and yet not go out and put on T-shirts about police lives matter. The one police officer in New York, the lady who's sitting in her police car and just guy walks up, blam, shoots her. And I heard the 911 call, and her partner was devastated. I mean, he was just going crazy. Imagine somebody you trust your life with. Y'all done went through the academy or whatever together. You've been riding with for years, and for no reason. Now, you want to talk about no reason. A lot of times people get crazy. They shot so-and-so for no reason. You know, that was for no reason. But nobody threw the T-shirt on. Even the mayor of New York bounced and was over there protesting Donald Trump instead of being over here supporting the police. And yet he's back in office, which I don't understand. But nonetheless, when you see situations like that, where are all the protesters? Where are all the people putting on T-shirts saying, you know what, police lives matter? So I think at this point, since the new year started, 7 police officers have been killed in the line of duty. And notice the news don't go crazy over it if it ain't the police killing a black man and people wanting to riot. You know, they might mention it. Fox, they've been running it. You know, and I'm not saying other stations don't mention it, but the narrative doesn't cause division. It's not a police officer killing a black man. Today or yesterday, whenever this incident happened, the suspects are black and Latino. So if we go by the standards of the left, since a black and Latino person shot this police officer, then all black and Latino people kill cops. Whenever a cop see any black or Latino person, they should go, uh-oh, let me get ready, because word on the street is all blacks and Latinos kill cops. So for us to buy into the false narrative, get all in our feelings and our emotions and forget that police officers are humans just like everybody else, I sometimes look at them go out and protect protests. And I'm sorry I'm going a little long with this one, but as I'm thinking, I'm getting more aggravated about just some of the garbage I've seen. Seeing them go out and protect people protesting against them. You know, down in Texas, Ferguson, all the place, just sitting there taking it. And people walking past, talking reckless. And the Women's March, they're out there fussing about the system and men. And you got tons of male and female, but a lot more male police officers out there protecting all of those ladies. So before we get real sensitive and start deciding we hate the cops, we really need to start thinking about the sacrifice that they make every single day to get up there, go protect a community or some people who really don't like you sometimes, and to risk your life to do it. Now, when you think about that, you might change your position and stop buying into the horrific garbage narratives that the left uses for political gain. That is all it is. Get out of your emotions. If something happens, God forbid, that seems to be a little questionable, don't say, let's shoot and ask questions later, because that's how you felt the cop did. Oh, he shot and asked questions later. You don't know that yet. Get to the bottom of it before you decide it's worth protesting. And if something happens like that and it looks completely obvious and for whatever reason there's no consequences, I will back that 100% and say, man, that was horrible. And yeah, I will go out there. Let's get the picket signs. Let's go out now peacefully. I'm not going to tear up my neighborhood. I'm not going to break other people's stuff. I'm not going to start throwing bottles and setting stuff on fire, because that only makes you look like animals. It makes people who don't interact with black people in the inner community, and they might have a negative view of you, say, well, I see why the police have to do what they have to do. When these people don't get their way, they decide to tear up stuff and flip over cars in their own neighborhood, which is totally illogical. So I don't think that helps your cause. And if you are going to protest, have some type of demands that make sense and leads to a resolution. That's all I'm saying. So I salute the police. I salute the military. Anybody who puts their life on the line to protect American citizens, I salute them. And I reject any politician, any news station that undermines or demonizes the police. If you have a problem, deal with that particular police officer or whoever. But don't sit back and demonize all of them, just like you wouldn't want to be demonized if somebody that's black, white, or whatever did something and everybody blamed you. Now, that's just my take on it. All right. You were listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. I'm sorry this video went a little long, but it's a serious topic, and this is dedicated to all our law enforcement. And the gentleman who requested it, you know who you are. I ain't gonna put your name out there, but you know who you are. So thanks for requesting it. And I'm almost mad at myself that I've never done a video about this yet. So let's go ahead and say, look, let's deal with law. Let's deal with order and handle things case by case instead of dealing with emotions. And I really believe that those Democrats, I hate to go back there, but they are kind of like the lawless party. They're not really that focused when it comes to law and order. If they could take a tragedy and benefit from it politically, they would throw the law and order and the police and the military and America all under the bus. That's the facts, Jack. Okay. All right. God bless you. You've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. If you like this video, hit like, share this video, subscribe. And also, find me on Facebook and other social media outlets. And if you want to support Kevin's Corner, there are links in the bottom that will allow you to donate to Kevin's Corner. And I appreciate you. May God bless you. And for all the police officers and all of our military, I salute you. And let's stop killing our police officers. And let's go ahead and honor them. And of course, we don't want police officers killing black folks or anybody either. But let's not judge. Let's wait for details and facts. God bless you.